Hey guys, welcome to my first video. My name is Christina. I live in Ontario, Canada, and my channel is going to be about all things crafty. I'm going to be showing you all the different projects that I'm working on, and hopefully you guys will be inspired to start some of your own. The main crafts that I focus on are knitting, crocheting, cross-stitching, and quilting. I learned knitting and crocheting and cross-stitching when I was young. Quilting is something I picked up only about a few years ago, maybe 3 to 4 years ago, when I bought a sewing machine for myself, but it's quickly become one of my favorite crafts as well. So this first video is going to be mostly cross-stitch. I have a lot of projects on the go right now, and I'm going to show you them all. So I'm probably gonna just divide this video up into like 3 sections. I'll show you some finished projects that I have that I've finished recently, and then I'm gonna show you the ones that I'm currently working on, and then I will show you some recent purchases that I've gotten and the plans that I have for future projects. If you can see behind me, it's just kind of very bare. I'm in my office right now. This is where I work from. I work from home full time. And we are moving at some point this year, so I haven't decorated my office at all because I am going to wait and decorate it when we move, when I set up my new office. We don't know exactly when we're moving because we are currently completely renovating the new house that we're going to be moving into, and that's kind of like our big DIY project because we are doing a majority of the work ourselves. I'll try and keep you guys posted on some of that as well if you're interested in seeing that. So first up, I'm going to show you some recent projects that I finished, and the first one that I have is called, just to mention before I start, any of the projects that I talk about in my video, I will post links in the description either to where I got it or to the designer's website. Some of them I purchased as paper patterns from my local Needleworks shop, and I'm not sure if you can get them online or not, but I'll post a link to the designer website so you can see the pattern and see if there's a spot near you or online that you could buy it. But if I did buy a PDF copy online, I'll link right to where I purchased it from. If there's any questions, anything you want to know, just leave me a comment down below and I'll try to answer them all. Okay, so first up was called Silent Night by Cottage Needleworks. And there's the finished piece. So I did this on a 32 count linen. I believe the color is called light ash gray. And I did it with all the called for floss. So this is a combination of classic Colorworks and DMC floss. And I just love how this turned out. It looks so good. And when I saw the picture of this pattern, I was like, oh, I just have to do this one. And it turned out exactly like I hoped it would. It looks so nice. And I'll just tell you a funny little story about this. You can see in the lettering here, these H's were supposed to have kind of the curved bottom like the T, but I made a mistake when I did that first one, and then by the time I got down here to the second one and I noticed my mistake and didn't want to rip it all back, so I just made all the H's look the same. You'll never notice if I don't tell you about it. But yeah, there's the finished project. Okay, so the next one that I have is sort of like a mini finish, I guess. So this is part of a series by the designer that you can stitch either each one individually or you can put it all together in like a bigger piece. And so originally when I saw this pattern, I just thought this pattern was really cute and I wanted to stitch it, and I was like, I'm not going to stitch the whole thing. And then I did this one and I really liked it, and I ended up going and I haven't gotten all the patterns yet, but I decided I was going to do the whole series, so I went and bought I bought a bigger piece of fabric so that I could do them all. But anyways, this is also by Cottage Needleworks. It's part of the Snow Village. So this was the first one that I did, which is the Snowflakes for sale. You can see that. This is on the same fabric as that last pattern, the Silent Night one. It's a 32 count light ash gray linen. And so once I ended up stitching this, I really liked it and I decided I wanted to do the whole series. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this finished part yet, but it does look really cute. And so I guess that will lead me into the whip for this, because I did go and get a bigger piece of fabric and a couple of the other patterns. My local needlework shop didn't have all of them in stock, so I only got a couple for now. Sorry if you hear the bags, I'm just trying to find the project. Okay, so here is the full piece that I got. And I've stitched like 2 of the squares so far. So that's the Snowflakes for sale, and then the second one is the Peppermint Parlor. So it's gonna be like 4 squares across, and then there's 3 full rows. So it's like, it's actually 11 patterns total, because the one in the middle is like a double-sized banner piece. I currently only have like 4 of them, I think. Let me just see what I have here. Okay, so I have right now, I have the Snowflakes for sale, the Peppermint Parlor, the Ice Creamery, and then the Snow Cone Cart. And the other 2 that I have, so I finished 2 of them that I have, and the other 2 that I have are like down the 3rd row, in the 3rd row somewhere, and I don't want to count down because I know that I'll for sure mess that up and everything will be off. So I have stopped on this for now. I have to get my local needlework shop to order the other patterns in for me, and I don't have them just yet, so hopefully I can get them soon and I can keep going on this. But yep. And so when I went back to get the bigger piece of fabric, I decided to go with slightly darker fabric. So I'll show you the comparison here. So here's the darker fabric and here's the lighter fabric. And it was basically just because it looks good on both, but I felt with all the white in it, because it's Snow Village, the white just shows up a little bit better on the darker fabric than it does on the lighter fabric. So I went with the darker fabric. It's still a 32 count linen, but this one is called Pearl Gray. So I guess just one thing to mention, you'll see a lot of like Christmas or winter themed patterns, because I really like Christmas and I stitch a lot of Christmas stuff. So a lot of these things that you'll see will be Christmas related. I'm trying to stitch more that is not so Christmassy, so I have a variety, but yeah, I do stitch a lot of Christmas. I'm just gonna put this away. Okay, so the next whip that I have is the next whip that I have is called Bee by Emily Morris. It's a pattern that I bought on Etsy. I bought it a while ago, so I'm not sure if it's still available or not, but I will post a link below if it is available. So this is where I've gotten to on it. And it is a really nice pattern. It's really cute. And the only reason that I haven't been working on this lately is because I did it on Aida, and I don't love working on Aida. It's all right, but it's not my favorite. And so yeah, this is on Aida, and I also tend to use a smaller count or bigger count. I don't know. if you say smaller or bigger, but like I believe this is an 18 count Aida, and I prefer to use like a 32 or a 36 count linen instead. But yeah, this is pretty cute, and I don't have like too much left. Like I have to finish this wing and then like fill in the body of the bee, but other than that, it's pretty. I mean, it's got a lot done on it, so I should just pull it out and finish it. Okay. Next up is, let me see. Okay, so next up, as I said, I learned cross stitch when I was pretty young, and then when I picked it up again, like more seriously, like about 2 years ago or so, I went to my local needlework shop and I picked up a couple of the kits, so that come with everything in it, like the floss, the fabric, the a needle, the pattern, like it has everything. And this one also has beads. So this is a Mill Hill kit. So it's called, the series is called A Visit from St. Nick, and this particular pattern is called To All a Goodnight. So there's the pattern there. And so this had everything. It had a 16 count Aida, floss, needles, chart, and the Mill Hill glass beads. And there's the beads right there. You can see that, okay. The glare is not great. And then, so I have started it, and this is that's where I am on it so far. I've gotten like a lot of the sleigh and a bit of the reindeer done. I'm not sure why I put it away, but I did. I haven't been working on it lately, so this one's kind of just been sitting there. But it is a cute kit, and if you're trying to get like into cross stitch and you don't really know, like it's can be difficult to like kit up your own stuff and know what to buy and stuff. So these kits that are already made for you, that already have everything in it, are a good way to get started, and the Mill Hill ones are really good. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is another project that I've been working on. I've done quite a bit on it. I can't remember when I started it. Let me see if I have the note. I don't know where the paper is that I wrote on it when I started it, but I'm gonna say like about a month ago, I would guess. Anyways, this is another Country Cottage Needleworks. You'll see a lot of their patterns. I like their patterns. And it's called Welcome to the Forest. It's another series. I think there's 7 patterns total. And so this top one is like, the top pattern is like 2 blocks wide, and then below it there's like 2 rows of 3, 2 columns of 3. Anyways, it's called Welcome to the Forest. So this was one I picked up because it's not Christmassy, and I really liked the colors. It's bright, it's like spring-like. I really like these little, is there little butterflies or bees? I don't know what that is. Butterflies or bees. And look at the cute little mushrooms down here. They're so adorable. Anyways, so I've been working on that. This is actually a Lugana. It is a 32 count Lugana, and I'm stitching with 2 strands over 2. And let me see. I don't know where the bag for this is, so I can't show you the other patterns. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, okay. When did I start this? May 3rd is when I started it, so I guess it's like just about a month now. And okay, so this is the top one. It just says like, welcome to the forest. And then this is the box. There's a deer. This is a bear. And a little raccoon. And then there's this blue cottage. And then I'm only missing one pattern from this series. They didn't have it at my local needlework shop when I went. So I asked them to order it. They said it probably should be in sometime in June. Not sure exactly when. But I still have like a lot to work on with the rest of them, so it doesn't really matter when it comes in. But the other one is similar to this, but it's like a little pink cottage. So those all go, these little squares go like in like 3 rows below, and this is the top banner. So the floss that I'm using is the called for colors, the called for floss, which is a combination of classic Colorworks and DMC. So I'm using all of the called for colors. Let me just put this away. Next up we have, okay, I guess I'll show you this project first. This is like a really big project, and I'm gonna put a picture of it here, just right here. It's a heaven and earth design chart, and it's one of the big full coverage pieces. I think it's like 700 stitches wide by 403 stitches. And it's on, I'm doing 1 strand over 1 on a 28 count fabric. So this is all I have started so far. Just this little tiny corner. I can't think of who the designer is, but I'll put it here. I just can't think of Terry Redlin, I think is the name, but I'll check for sure and I'll put it here. I'll put the designer name. Anyways, this is called Trimming the Tree. And it's gonna be quite a big, you can't see it's all rolled up here, but it's gonna be quite a big piece when it's done. And I've only had this little tiny start so far. And I'm using, I know a lot of people use Pattern Keeper, but I have Apple, like I have an iPhone and an iPad, so I couldn't get Pattern Keeper because it's only for Android right now. So I'm using an app called Markup RXP, and I think it works pretty similarly to Pattern Keeper. I haven't used Pattern Keeper, so I can't say that for sure, but I think it is pretty similar to Pattern Keeper, where you can like highlight all the stitches of that color and then you can mark them off as you go. I would never be able to do a piece this big if I didn't have something like that, because it would be like way too confusing, especially when there's like a lot of color changes happening. There is a lot of color changes in this. This is all just one color right now, and there's still a lot to go of that color. But yeah, I'm just working on this slowly, and I fully expect this to take me like years to finish. But it'll be worth it when it's done, because the picture is so nice. And then just so you can see, so I originally started this I just started this a couple days ago. That's all the work I've done on it so far. I originally started this piece in January. It was like my new year, new start, but I was stitching it I was doing tent stitch, which is like you only do like 1/2 of the cross. And I was using 2 strands doing 10 stitch, and I was on 25 count fabric. And I'll show you, like, I mean, it's not a lot, but it's a decent start. But I'm gonna just try and show you close. I didn't like the coverage with the dark colors. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but like you can kind of see the fabric. under it, and I didn't like that, so I ended up going from a 25 count to a 28 count instead. And then I just ended up deciding to do just one strand full cross, one strand over one. And so there, you can see the difference, but the coverage is a lot better on here than it was on the 25 count. So I'm happy I made the decision to start it over again, because I think if I had went like even further, I would have been disappointed with the coverage on it. And with a project this big, it's just a really big time investment to do a whole project that you're not going to be happy with. So I made the decision to switch, and I'm happy that I did that. So that's why I have to have like a bunch of smaller projects too, because if I only had one big project, I wouldn't get that like gratification of a finish, and I would get really burnt out. But this way I can work on this when I feel like it, and then I can switch to another pattern, switch back. Okay, so the other I have two more whips. I'm sorry for the lighting, but I just got off work. It's like just after 5. It's like maybe 5:30, almost 6. And so the sun is kind of like making weird shadows right now. So I'm sorry if the lighting is really weird. I'm gonna try and film on the weekends, I think, after this, so that the lighting is not so bad. Anyways, I have 2 more whips to show you. These are both, like, I've been obsessed with both these projects lately, and they're the ones that I've been working on the most. And so I'm just gonna, so the first one is called Quaker Snowflakes by Hello from Liz Matthews. And I bought this online on, I think on the Creative Poppy website, but I'll put a link in the description below. So this is where I am so far. I absolutely love this. I think it looks so good. All the snowflakes. I just love the designs of all the snowflakes and stuff. I have like down in, oh, this is difficult. Down here I have a couple more snowflakes to do. And then along the bottom is a, there's like some trees, and then it says Glad Tidings in the bottom. I'll put a picture actually here so you can see the full design. But yeah, that's where I am on that. This is actually a 28 count. So I usually prefer to go 32 or 36, but my local needlework shop only had this particular color in 28 count, so that was what I ended up getting. And the piece isn't huge, so I was okay with getting 28 count instead of 32. But I started this on May 21st, so it hasn't actually been that long, and I've gotten pretty far on it. And yeah, I really am enjoying this piece. So I'm doing it with DMC 413, and the fabric, like I said, is a 28 count Lugana, and it's in a color called Lichen Gray, or Lichen. I don't know how to say it, but yeah, Lichen Gray. And so originally my plan, just one second. Okay, so originally my plan was to use this, like, you can see it, it's like this variegated kind of, it's hard to see on here, but it's like this variegated bluey green gray silky thread. And so I was gonna do that on here because I thought that would look really nice, and with it being like one color, I thought the variegation would look nice on here. But when I started stitching, like, the lighter sections of this thread didn't show up very well, and I didn't want that to, like, I didn't really like how that looked, and I knew there would be like quite a few spots where it showed up like that. So I decided to just go with a full solid color, and I picked out the DMC 413 for it, which is like kind of like a dark, like, bluish gray. In one of the like sample pictures that they have with the pattern, they have the trees down here in a different color, And so I haven't decided yet. I picked out a couple of colors to do the trees in, like a green and then like a red for the bird and stuff, but I haven't fully decided if I'm gonna do different colors or if I'm just gonna completely do it one color. But that's why I started at the top, so I don't have to make that decision until I get there. And then the word glad tidings are down at the bottom. And I'm also deciding if I'm gonna do that in a different color. I have like a lighter blue-gray that I picked out for it, but we'll see when I get there if I'm gonna do a different color or not. I think I'll probably have the snowflakes finished either today or tomorrow, because I'm gonna work on this probably after I finish filming. I'm gonna work on this piece, so I'll probably have the snowflakes finished either today or tomorrow, and then I can figure out what I'm gonna do with the trees and the words. But yeah, so this one I've been working on like nonstop. Okay, next up, the last whip that I have right now, and this one I am in love with. And it's called Quaker Floral Puzzle by Ink Circles. I'm gonna post, I bought it from their website, the Ink Circles website. It's a PDF pattern. Okay, I just absolutely love this. I love this piece. Like, the colors in it are amazing. It's so bright. The contrast of the colors of the floss on this like dark gray fabric just is amazing to me. I love this. And like, I took a picture of this and I just look at this picture. Like, I either pull this out, look at it, look at the picture while I'm working. Like, I absolutely love this. Oops, look at the little needle hanging down. Anyway, so I started this one on May 14th, and that's where I've gotten to on it. So I've been working on this one and the Quaker Snowflakes one. Those have been like my two main projects that I've been working on. And this is gonna be like, it's a square. It's gonna be like quite a big piece. It goes to about here. And then my piece of fabric is too long, but I'll cut it after. So it's gonna be to like this. I don't even think like this part right here is like the halfway mark. So I haven't even done a quarter of it yet, but it's amazing. You should really stitch this pattern. The colors are, so the fabric is a 32 count linen, and the color is charcoal. It's a 32 count Belfast linen. The color is charcoal. And the colors are all DMC, the called for colors of DMC. And oh my god, it's just amazing. Like, I love florals and I love these colors, like the pastels, and I love how it looks on this dark fabric. So this is just like perfect. Like, this pattern is just perfection to me. But yeah, I can't wait till that's finished so I can hang it up. Maybe get to hang this in my new office once we move. I don't think I have anything else to say about that piece. I'm gonna show you some of the things that I have in my stash for future projects, and then a couple of things that I just got recently that I'm not starting yet, but they're in my stash. Okay, so the first one is another Country Cottage Needleworks pattern. It's called In the Meadow, and this is what the pattern looks like. In the meadow, we can build a snowman. And then, so it's all classic Colorworks threads, and I have them all here. This is what they look like. This, if you can see, all 5 of those colors. This one is my favorite right here, this color. Let me see. Okay, and I have the fabric for it as well. It's a 32 count Belfast linen. The color is willow green. So I don't know if you can see that. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. So that color there. So I'm gonna stitch this in the meadow on this fabric. I have the fabric and the floss for it already. So it's ready to go whenever I want to start it. And I just keep these, like, anything that I have like kitted up, I keep in their own individual bags so that they're ready to go whenever I want. I can just pull it out and start it. Okay, what do I have next? Okay. Oh, I have these other two Mill Hill kits. So like I mentioned, I bought that one Mill Hill kit. I bought two other ones with it as well. And so these are the two that I have. This is the Falalala Llamas. It's also a bead one. And then this one is the Needleworks shop, which I think is really cute. So I have both of those that I can start whenever I want. I just haven't really started. I haven't started them yet. I haven't wanted to. Okay, the last two I have is, this one is called I'll Be Home for Christmas Advent Calendar. It's by Modern Folk Embroidery. I purchased it on their website. And I'll show you. I'll just put a picture here for you so you can see the finished pattern. When I was like looking at cross stitch patterns on different websites, and I saw this one from Modern Folk Embroidery, and I just fell in love with it, and I knew that I had to stitch it. So I have all the stuff to start it. I just haven't started it yet. So maybe when I finish Quaker Snowflakes, I'll start this one. Okay, so this is the fabric, which is the same fabric that my Quaker Floral puzzle is on. It's a 32 count Belfast linen in charcoal. And so that's what I'm going to be stitching it on. And then here's the thread. Let me just hold that up together so you can see. So there's the threads that I'm going to do. So there's all the threads and the fabric. And I think this is gonna look so good when it's done. I can't wait to start it, but I just want to finish like something else first. But who knows? If my willpower lasts, I'll finish something before I start this one. But if not, I'll start this one. Okay, and the last, oh wait, no, it's not the last. It's the last one that I have like kitted up already, but I have a couple other things to show you too. So this one is called Before I Sleep by Long Dog Samplers. And I really wanted to do a long dog piece, and I was like looking through their website, and I didn't even see this one originally. So I don't know where I originally saw it. I think I saw it on like, I was either looking on like Creative Poppy or Stitch 123. But I ended up seeing this pattern, loved it, bought it from Long Dog Sampler's website. Anyways, this is called Before I Sleep, and it's, I'm going to put a picture here of what it looks like finished. And then this is the, okay, so this is the fabric that I got for that. It's a 32 count Lugana. I don't know the color. It just had a color code, so it was just color code 705. I don't know what the exact color is called. So it's like this light bluey gray color. Try to get the color. I think that's like pretty good. It's like bluey gray. And then I'm doing, this is DMC 413. So that's a color I'm gonna do it in. This is the same color that I'm doing the Quaker Snowflakes in. I just really like this color, so yeah. And again, I haven't started this one yet, but I have all the stuff here to do it. So I'll start that eventually as well. I don't know exactly when. Sometime. Okay. And I have this to show you, which is two other patterns that I purchased recently. So I was watching Shiloh at X-Stitch MD, her Flosstube videos, and I don't think it was like the most recent one, but I was like watching like her previous videos and stuff, and she was working on one of these patterns. I can't remember which one it was because they're the it's 4 seasons. I can't remember which one she was working on or she bought, but I really liked it, and it's not printed anymore. It's out of print, So I ended up finding 2 of them on eBay and I purchased them. So this is the drawn thread, and this is the autumn. This is the autumn pattern. And it says, before the leaves have fallen, before the winter snow, there comes a festive season when nature is aglow. And I just thought that was really cute. If I did all 4 of them, I could just like switch them out at the seasons. Anyways, I found this on eBay. It didn't take very long to get to me either. It was in the US, and it took maybe like a week or a bit. It ended up making a detour to California first. I guess the CA they thought was California, not Canada. So it made a detour to California before it made it up to me, but it still only took like maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks. I don't know exactly. It wasn't very long. And then the other one was the summer one. So that one says, in a summer garden, when days are sweet and slow, I'll lay aside my cares to sit and watch the flowers grow. So that one's really cute as well. So yeah, like I said, these are both out of print now, I believe. I couldn't find them anywhere. And I found these 2 on eBay. So they call for DMC and Weeks Dye Works. This one is DMC and Needle Necessities, which I don't know if I can get that anywhere. So I might have to do a substitution on that. But yeah, so I got the summer and the autumn. So I still have to find the spring and the winter ones. I hope I can find them eventually. I'll just keep, I haven't started these yet, so I don't really need the winter and spring one just yet, but I'll keep an eye out on like eBay or whatever to try and find them. And then lastly, I don't know, I have a knitting project that I started recently, like just this past week. And this is, I don't have much, and it's not a pattern, I just started knitting it myself. So I'm gonna be making a little blanket, like a rainbow kind of blanket. So this is just the start. It's just garter stitch, and I'm hoping to add a like I-cord edging after. Sorry. So yeah, it's just garter stitch, and I'm gonna add an I-cord edging after. But I have like a bunch of yarn in like a rainbow color that I'm gonna use, like that make up a rainbow that I'm gonna use. But I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna do like a stripe of white in between each color, or if I'm just gonna do each color next to each other. Haven't decided yet, and I'm not following a pattern. I'm just knitting. Sometimes I just knit or crochet and I don't follow a pattern, so this doesn't have a pattern. I'm just knitting right now. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. It's a very small start, but it's cute. And what yarn am I using? For blankets, I like doing acrylic yarn because you can wash it. And because it's less expensive. When you're making a blanket, like, you use a lot of yarn, and I don't want to make it like with something super expensive. So this is the yarn that I'm using, which is just from Michaels. It's Craft Smart value yarn. I actually really like this yarn because the price is good. It's like $3.99 for a ball, and you can get it on sale for cheaper than that. Like, I'm pretty sure it's on sale for like 25% off right now. But I've made blankets before with this. I've used this for like a couple of different projects, and it's actually like decent, like a really decent yarn for the price point. It's soft, and there's a lot, like, this is a ball of 354 yards, so you get like quite a bit of yarn, and it just makes it like a lot more cost efficient to make a blanket if you're using something like this. If you were using like another like name brand, like Lion Brand or Karen or anything like that, it gets like kind of expensive when you're doing a blanket because you need so much yarn. This is just a little bit more cost effective. Plus, if you know, you don't want to like, you want to be able to wash a blanket in case it gets like something spilled on it or it gets dirty or anything like that, and I really don't want to be hand washing a blanket, especially when they're big. So this is perfect. And so I guess I'll just try and show you. I don't know if I can show you. So this is gonna be the first color, and then I have this. We're going just slightly darker, and then I got this one. Okay, and then next we're gonna go into this color, then this color, and then we have this one, and then this one. So these I had all of these at home already. I don't know what I bought them for, but I just have a lot of stash yarn, so I had all these at home. And the only thing I think I would do is add like a purple at the end to finish out the rainbow. But I don't know if I can hold these all up. I can try and get these all into like a line so you can see the whole rainbow, but it's very difficult. Okay, I don't know. You can't really see that, but yeah, that was awkward. But yeah, that's all the yarn that I got for it, or that I had for it already that I picked out. That's kind of going to be a slow project. I'm just picking it up like every now and again when I feel like knitting and working on it. So it's not really like something that I'm like rushing to finish or anything like that. I don't really rush to finish any of my projects because it's just about like enjoying the process and having fun with it. But yeah, it'll be probably a pretty slow project. And I think that's all I have to talk about today. I don't even think I have any more acquisitions like on the way. Like I haven't bought anything else that's coming. And unless I can find those other 2 patterns on eBay, I don't think I don't have any plans to buy anything else yet, but that could always change. So that's it for my first video. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today and seeing what I've been working on. If there's any questions that you have from what I worked on, or you want to know anything more about me, leave a comment below and I will answer. And if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. And thank you so much for watching. I am planning to come back in 2 weeks, I think, to record another video and to show you like the progress I made in the last 2 weeks. So hopefully I will be back in 2 weeks to show you all the rest of the stuff that I'm working on, or whatever I've worked on in those 2 weeks. And if there's anything else you want to see, like that you want to see from me, let me know. Other than that, I hope you guys all have a wonderful day and a fun weekend. Thanks so much. Bye.